Okay, thank you so much. We're coming back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Okay. That was great. And so you can do that with me on Zoom during the week or during the year. I want us to continue building a community well, this is like weirdly, I was gonna say offline, but like during the year. I'll share more information. I do like a weekly community circle. It's not weekly right now, it's every other week, but yeah. It's like, culture and connection and just safety. So let's get into some of the movement. You can lay down. And the music is pretty much all from video games, which as gamers can feel like a way to, like a tool. If you do this stuff at home, you can build yourself a playlist. And maybe it's not gaming music, but using music as a way to help yourself create a real space to drop in. And there's all these things that are available to us only once we become aware. So right now, as you're dropping in, this is you meeting yourself again for the first time, really imagining like you just got spawned into this body, into this situation, which is kind of true. Every moment being an opportunity to press start on a new possibility, really. Only if you're aware, only if you stay awake and you're coming off autopilot and really inhabiting and claiming your system. So you're just breathing and feeling and nothing to do other than that. Letting the floor, the mat, the environment support you. We can turn the music a little up. You could turn the music a little up. I'd be down to have it up here, really. Can you turn the music up a little? You want to switch it up here? You turn the music up. You're punking me? Okay, now it's like a little, I don't know what's happening really. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what playlist is being played. Yeah, down a little bit. Can you switch it up here? Can you switch the music to be played up here? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So take a few deep breaths and see if you can like fill your entire body. And then also fully release. Avoid, so there's this, I was just speaking of like coming off autopilot and claiming your life, and it's like, why don't we do that? And a lot of times the reason is that when you come into presence and now you start feeling things that maybe you've been avoiding for years. Patterns of trauma, patterns of conditioning, just general discomfort. But in this place where we were meeting ourselves with that loving awareness and breath, it gives us an opportunity to maybe become freer, where we're not running from anything, we're not avoiding anything. We have the resilience and the tools to actually be with our experience. And sometimes you can get to this place where whether it's a pleasant or unpleasant feeling, it actually is kind of all good. And as gamers, when you're in these difficult situations, like there's plenty of parts of games that are like not super pleasant, because they're difficult or they're frustrating, but because we know we're playing this game, it's somehow fun. And that's the mindset I want you to take here. When you meet your body and maybe it feels kind of crusty, you can just be like, I'm gonna treat this as an amazing challenge and I'm grateful for it. So just start to move through your wrists and your feet. I'm gonna take it, pretty slow, letting your body warm up, giving yourself the actual space. And the other thing is, you don't have to be super intense, like I'm saying, meet yourself and all these feelings. In the practice, just like in a game, you are working at the level that is appropriate for you. Like, it's not fun to play a game if you're like in a super hard place that you haven't built the skills. So just keep it to what you actually can manage with a nice, steady breath. There's always another layer. There's always another part of this like puzzle of yourself to explore. So never ending, choose your own adventure game. And then we'll just take the knees up into the chest and rock it side to side. With the intention of massaging your low back. Some tiny circles. And for really the purpose of this class, like, let it be supportive. So do what feels good. If it feels better to hold behind your legs, do that. And you're giving yourself permission. And then just extend your feet up to the ceiling and move through the ankles. Flex. And then you'll just take the right knee into the chest as your left leg goes down. Hugging it in. Maybe it's a little tight if you're if you're on the shin, that's going to give you a little bit more pressure to pull, but it might be too much, so you can also try behind the thigh. And you could continue rotating the ankle, working into that, and you're starting to notice like the way your body is so interconnected. Just moving the foot activates and opens up different muscles in the leg. So these things we take for granted, it's just like our functioning body. We're starting to really learn and become a little more intimate with, that's how, if I do this, this is what happens. Now take your right hand and just open the leg out to the right. Maybe your left hand holds the left hip down. Keep your back relaxed. Keep your breath nice and long. Back to center. Your left hand takes the leg and just come into a twist. And sometimes the right side of your body might try to roll off with it. Try to keep your chest flat on the floor, and that'll help you with twisting more. Just take a quick scan. Am I clenching? Am I holding something that I actually don't need to execute this? And bring it back to center. Just switch your legs out. Hug the left knee into the chest, right leg long. Holding here for a couple breaths, 2, 3. We want to open that out to the left. You can hold your right hip down if it helps. And then cross it over to the other side. Same thing. These are some of the poses are much, I guess, easier in a way, but even as simple as a twist, like anytime you get into a twist, or like in life, a tangle, a twist, there can come this like holding of the breath or like clenching. So these are the spots to just check. Using like a good martial artist, like as minimum energy as you need to do this thing. Back to center. And then you might be tickling some toes, but let's do a morning like wake up stretch. And just watching whatever. If you hit someone, that's fine. If you, I mean, not hit them, don't hit them. But like if you tap, okay. Come back to normal and then just roll off to one side. Actually the right, let's go to the right. And then from there, coming up to a seat. So as gamers or as modern age humans, like this is not necessarily an easy seat. It's called Sukhasana or easy seat. But like you might have kind of the back because of tension and everything, you might be a little bit like this. In general, if you're at home, just literally just sitting up on something is a perfect fix. But just see what you're working with. We don't have to stay upright too long, and just take your hands to your knees and try to lift your head up and gently like kind of tilt forward. Maybe you're even holding on to a leg to help you sit up. And then just bring some gentle sway side to side. And that sway can turn into a circular motion, leaning forward and back. And maybe the knees help you open. If you hold the knees, you can open your chest a little bit more. So also I should say, sometimes we call this like a cross-legged seat, and you might literally have your ankles crossed. Take it where one leg, one shin is a little out in front of the other. And keep circling, just feel intuitive. It's almost like you're exploring for where is the little tight spots, where are the little corners that I haven't noticed for a long time. Come back to center. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, gaze up. Exhale, lean forward as much as you can, and maybe scooch your hips a little back. And then say hello to your lower back and one of your hips. Take a deep breath into the back. Like trying to fill into the back side of the body, and each exhale, maybe it's like a millimeter, a little bit deeper. But it's not about getting deeper, it's really about working at that edge, at that growth point. And then just come back up, take your hands behind you, the fingertips toward you, and then try to lift and support your heart. Your chest lifts up and press into the hands. You could activate the muscles around your shoulders. Back to center, and then just switch to the other leg in front, and then we do it again. You could sway side to side, you could make a circle. And if it feels good, if you feel safe, you can close your eyes, and then you're tuning your mind more into sensation than what anything looks like. In some bizarre sense, we are just like this cloud of sensations moving through our awareness. Like, I'm not gonna get too into it, but it's like the body and sensation are always shifting. And the one thing that you really can rely on is the part of you that is observing any of it. That's the one thing that follows you and is consistent through your life. So back to your center, kind of evening things out. Reach your arms out and up, gaze up. Exhale, lean forward, and possibly scooch your hips a little back. And I like to encourage you to just sway or feel intuitively. I'll put you into a shape, and then within the shape, you can explore how it feels good. And there's all these different approaches to yoga or life, all these different approaches. And this is just one of them. Being intuitive, you can also be super precise. You can be super physical or super mental. And you're kind of having a tasting platter and seeing what you like. Come all the way up, take your hands behind the back, fingertips toward you. Try to lift and roll the shoulders back so your heart can open, your gaze lifts up. And if you really press into the hands, you can feel the biceps, the arms, back to center. And then if you feel fine continuing to sit, you can do that. Or if you need to change to like sitting on your shins or something else, we just want to do the wrists for a second. So just find something that feels comfortable. It's like everyone's state. So interlacing the fingers, going both directions, figure eights. And then when you're ready, you can separate, make fists and rotate and just listen to that crackling symphony. Like, woo! And shake your hands. It's like just shaking out any shit, that you don't want. And then take one hand, and this is, super relevant to phone use, controller use. It's just kind of massaging, especially like the thumb pad or like the edge. And notice, these are tiny little things, but noticing like, am I like digging into my hand, or am I just like, ooh, this is my friend, this is my body? Sometimes, we really want to get in there, and that's not always what we need. And then go to the other hand. Keep breathing. And then same thing just with the upper sort of area where your neck and shoulder, the traps connects. You can give yourself a little massage or see what's going on in your neck, and just kind of freely moving around there and seeing. It could be up near the jaw, the sides of the neck. And then one last little thing before we do some bigger poses is rub your hands together, and you're creating some heat. And in this, maybe you're praying into an intention or something that you want to bring forward for the rest of MAGFest or just the rest of class. And when you're ready, you can place the palms over your face like this little private world and just commit. Ooh, look at how that mic, sorry. Woo, just commit and feel your own absolute breathtaking beauty. And then we're just gonna do some poses. Come to table, which is your hands and knees. And we know we could serve tea on your back. Table pose. And open your fingers wide. Your knees are below your hips, wrists are below your shoulders. And then let's take a tiny circular motion over the wrists in one direction. If you really press down through your hands, that can be supportive to your structure. And then go the other direction. And as you're ready, maybe you're going to flip one hand, or you could try flipping both hands at a time. One at a time is good, but two at a time can feel fun or terrible. And you can also try the back of the hand down onto the mat. And try to resist the floor so you're not dumping everything into that. Okay, and then your options are cat and cow, just this flexion and extension. You're lifting your head, dropping the belly as you inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin toward the chest, round through the back, press through the hands. You can go like that, forward and back. You can go side to side. And you can also go in a whole circle. Another nice opportunity where there's not much going on, so you can close your eyes. Outer edge of the outer edge of that back foot. I should fix this. And you can feel free with the hand. You can wave it forward or back. Make a big circle. Really good. And for a mini challenge, if you want to opt in, you just shift your weight a little forward and then lift your back leg. So there's challenge part A. And you're really keeping your leg active. All of this, like all parts recruited. If you want challenge part B, bend the knee and see if you can find your ankle. Or just reach toward it. And if you can, you're binding, you're taking the foot in your hand. Woohoo! Balance and gently press yourself forward, kick into the hand. And relax. Now come up off of the right hand and lift it all the way up to the ceiling. Now we're stretching the right side. Reach up, inhaling, and then exhale, lean over to the left. Sometimes I'm holding my left hand and kind of feeling what's going on my hips, but in the pose, you're really like letting your left hand drape down. I feel like there's whispers. Okay, come all the way down. Let's just take a break off the knee for a second into downward facing dog. So you come to the upside down V shape. And if this feels too intense, just go back to table. But I want you to get a little time off the knee. So pedal through your feet and let your head come between the arms. You can turn your gaze like underneath you. And if it feels kind of intense, just walking your feet a little closer to the hands can help you. Bend your knees, and that gives your hips some space. We'll take a deep breath together. Exhale through the mouth like side, the left knee goes down, the right leg back. So just checking in, your knee is underneath your hip, left hand is down, the shoulders and wrist are aligned, and then arm lifts. So you got hand, knee, foot lined up, and then rotate your wrist. And feel free to move the arm forward. It's just exploring these little edges. You know what I forgot to say when we did that witness greeting thing? I wanted to like make the analogy. It's almost like in this environment, you can like go up to a townsperson and just like press A and just see what they say. like, yeah, you just like go up to a person, what is your truth? And then they say something. You could just go up to all the townspeople in MAGFest. Okay, challenge part 1, you're lifting the leg if you want to. And challenge part 2, you're bending the knee and reaching for your ankle. Deep breath, try to stay in your own process, in your own head. And release. We'll come up off of the left arm, reach it up tall. And then arcing over to the right. How does it feel? Good, okay? And breathing into the left side of the body. Circle your hands all the way down and back to downward dog. Stepping back. And we did this one yesterday. Here's your leg lift. So take your right leg up, inhaling. Might be a little bit, might be a lot. And then exhale, tuck your knee in, however much you can, a little bit of a crunch. Lift it up one more time, and then set it down. You can also do this in table. Lift the left leg up. Tuck the knee to the chest. Inhale, lift. Feeling your shoulders, feeling everything. Drop it down. And then from here, we'll walk forward to the front of the mat. Take your feet to the edges of the mat so you have a wide-ish stance. And bend your knees, let your head drop. So just like a casual forward fold. I like to move side to side. You can let it be as loose as you can, including your face, including your hands. There's something like pretty exciting almost about meeting yourself. Like, ooh, it's not really comfortable, it's not necessarily pleasant, but it's alive. Roll up to stand and reach your arms out and up. Gaze is up, and then everything centers in front of the heart. And step a little closer together. Okay. Just a few rounds working standing up, and this is just mountain pose. This is basic alignment standing. The ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and you might feel the different hunchy parts, or you might feel your seat wants to go back, but just try to gently lift everything and just feel yourself standing in full power and awareness all the way through the feet up to the top of the head. You might notice like, oh, I'm like clenching something. Relax that. And just take a few times rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. And maybe like one at a time could feel pretty cool. Or you could get your elbows into it if that helps. Trying to find that fuller range of motion. And let's just take the right arm so we don't hit each other, but we're taking the arm all the way up and back and down. If you want to sync up your breath, it's inhaling up, exhaling back and around. And then take a couple times forward stroke. I'm not a swimmer, but we are swimming. And then back to center, do the other arm, lifting up, back, and down. And you can almost imagine like painting in the air, like nice and fluid, and go the other way. these tiny little things, like if you're playing hours of games or just walking around MAGFest, taking little tiny breaks to do these things can really go a long way. Back to center. And then we'll go a few times, both arms out and up, gazing up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart, then split them open, fingertips up, rotate the wrists, and then drop it down, and we'll do it again. Inhaling out and up. Exhale, pressing out, pushing walls away, and kind of feels crazy underneath here if you really press, and or you can try this way, downwards, or just circle, and then drop it. We'll do one more time. Exhale. And then this time, clasp behind the back. Roll the shoulders, and then just lean it back. You want to kind of keep your torso long instead of bending too much forward. And you can even try this feeling of like pulling your hands apart to keep your chest a little more broad instead of squeezing. And shake that out. Okay, so let's go into a little bit bigger. God, time flies. Okay, inhale out and up. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Pouring down. Inhale, lift up halfway. So nice and straight, getting some length. Then step your right foot all the way back. And this might be like, it's kind of hunchy. Just try your best to stay straight, just for a moment. And then we'll take our left arm out and up. Revolved twist here. And then we'll do a couple times. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, open it up. Lifting up again. Exhale, drop it down. Blocks can help if you're at home. Inhale up. And then drop it down. Now drop your right knee. And top of the foot can be on the mat, or you could put your toe tucked. And you're lifting up. Try to get your hips squared in front and center. You can go at a 90 degree if that feels like I'm already feeling something, or you can lean a little bit more into it, but just kind of, you don't want to go like super far like that, but more like knee above ankle, and then arms reach up. If you press everything down, like really pressing through, you're kind of buoyant, almost like you could lift. Then we'll go 3 times. Inhale back, exhale chest down, arms back. Inhale up like a wave, exhale. One more up. Exhale, hands come down, and then lift your back knee, and then step it to plank pose with your knees up or down. And we'll take 2 breaths. So really press the floor away and try to keep your belly from like dropping. And then from here, drop your knees, drop your chest lower to the mat. Take your forehead, just tapping it to the mat so your neck stays long. And then lift your head up for cobra. This is our little back bend. We're just taking it slow. Exhale, shift to downward dog. And we got our leg challenges again. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and really just focus on your strength. Inhale up. Focus on your... Woo! Okay, we're back. But child's pose is a great one, where your knees are wide, and your arms are forward, and you're breathing into your back again. And maybe reconnecting with that intention, or just your breath. And we'll come forward, up to downward dog, and then walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. In between sides, let's widen our feet to the edges and come into like what people sometimes call a camper's squat. So you're just hanging out here, and we're gonna go 5 times. Find your next inhale, and then as you exhale, press up and lift the arms. Inhale, sit down, arms go forward. Exhale, sweep out and up. Inhale, feeling the power in your body. Exhale. Inhale, leveling up your body. Exhale. Are we on 4? Yep, we have 1 more. Okay. And then center the arms or the palms in front of the heart. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale in front of the heart. Just a couple more times like this. I really like working the arms. Inhale. It's so simple, but really feels kind of activating. Out and up. Okay, now we lift it up and we'll fold. This one is from Westworld. Inhale up. Exhale, step your left foot back. So now you have one hand on each side of the foot, trying your best to get your shoulders back, your back legs straight. And then fingertips down on the left, lift your right arm out and up. You can rotate the wrist. And then a couple times, 2-3 times, you're exhaling, lower the hand down, inhale, open everything back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. And yeah, I should just say 2 or 3. Do one more. And lower it, lower your left knee. Finding your stability. Inhale, arms lift up. And you don't have to push forward if this is good enough. As you press down through the feet, that might relieve some pressure off the knee. So just holding our low lunge, and then we'll do the wave. Inhale back. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. So it's like grace and strength. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down. Lift up the back knee and step back to downward dog. And try to make sure I don't drop this thing. And not going to do the legs this time. But we're going to come to plank and hold it an extra breath. So knees up or down. If you want a tiny extra challenge, you can try tapping your right hand to the left shoulder, and then your left hand to the right shoulder. Time or 2. And then when you're done with that, drop the knees, lower the chest, elbows bend back. Tap your forehead to the mat, keep the neck long. Inhale, lift for cobra. If you feel pretty open, you can try straightening your arms more. And this one we can hold and just tilt your head, feeling the neck. Lower it down. Shift back to child's pose again. So your knees go wide. If it feels like too much pressure to sit on the heels, just keep your hips lifted. And there's a really powerful analogy as well when we're in these kind of difficult, like high sensation poses. If you are just focusing on the quality, like what does this actually feel like? And you get curious and you breathe deeply, you really do move through things you never thought. If you're not paying attention, if you're not being intentional, you're just not gonna get anywhere. But it doesn't take that much awareness to move through something that you've been avoiding, or get to a different place of your physical fitness. All right, we'll come up and downward dog. So now we're gonna try a different transition, a couple more standing poses. See if you can just step your right foot forward. This is not super easy transition. You can scooch the foot up, but then turn your back foot flat, and we're coming all the way up for warrior two. So that is our hips are squaring to this long edge, arms to the T. You bend into the front knee, gaze forward. Okay, yesterday we did this, and let's just do it again. What do you want to have fucked off of your life? So if there's something in your life that you're just like, no more, this is actually the focal point, is that longest finger out front. And you can just flip that, and you're not flipping me off. I'm not taking this personally. But it's like, no more. I am a warrior. And now take for reverse warrior. And we do have another side to this. We want to say the fuck off thing, and then we want to say what we're going to welcome. So take your forearm to the thigh, and then we're not there yet, but lift the left arm up and extend it. Really good. And then come back up, stand all the way up, and then we're going to swivel. Right foot comes in, left foot goes out for the other side, and now you're facing the back. And then what we did was kind of this geeky little come here thing. So turn your palm in the front up, and it's like, what am I going to welcome? Just sort of come on into my life. And it could be like just the gesture. This is really kind of dorky, but like go there. Just go there. What do you want more of? What are you ready to receive? Maybe you just have another fuck you thing. Maybe there's more things to fuck off right now. But just noticing. And then reverse. Take your left arm up and back. And forearm to thigh. Extend right arm up or over the ear. Deep breath. And then back up to center. Let's do one quick wide-legged forward fold. You could scooch your heels a little closer depending on what's going on in your hamstrings. And then whenever you're ready, whatever feels good, just fold. You could shift a little side to side. And then from here, turn to the front of the mat and just step back, lower your knees. We'll do this couple seated poses. I didn't get to do balance with you, so you gotta come back tomorrow. I will go like this. Take the left foot inside, and then find your seat and kind of like literally move your flesh. So you're sitting, your front leg is active, and then this knee wants to come up. See if you can like actively press it down, and then lift your arms. This is our head to knee pose, but you don't really hunch your head to your knee, just gently extend forward. I had this other thought that I shared with Paige about the other thing. Like, I've come to MAGFest for years, and the hallways still confuse me. I'm like, where am I? But that's because in like 11 years or 12 years of coming, I don't fully pay attention. I'm just kind of like walking. I was like, wow, if I just took arms up and folding, if I just took like one time walking those halls and like, where is my room and what are the checkpoints, I could do it. And I wouldn't get lost. I mean, maybe it'll take a couple times, but I don't know, does anyone else just be like, what are these hallways? How do I find my elevator? Where's my room? Why are the numbers so weird? But it's so many things like that. If you're just like, oh, if I just got off my autopilot for 1 second, I could do a lot of things. I could find my way. We'll lift it up. And then you can choose your choice of this butterfly type legs, or you could just do a normal forward fold. Like both of them, you want to scoot your hips a little back. I think I like the butterfly. I think most people, yeah, I like the butterfly too. And lift it up, and then just arc forward. This one you can try to like pull in for a little bit, but then at a certain point, let your back round and just let it be soft. Many of the most fun gaming experiences is a mixture of difficulty and ease and success. It's like we find that sweet spot where we don't like beat the challenge immediately, but we also beat it pretty soon. And it's the same in our postures. You want to find something that's kind of difficult, but it's not overwhelming. We'll come all the way up, and then you can get final moments of core. Just scoot yourself forward, your knees are parallel, and then if you want to, you could just roll down, or if you want to go really slow, you can get a little bit of core work. And then as you come down, lift your knees up. And same thing, maybe the arms feel good, wide like cactus, or you could clasp over the head, depending on how your shoulders feel. Rock your knees. And then put your feet down. Let's try the same thing, that butterfly, just for a couple moments. Let the soles of the feet come together. Save space. And then lift your knees up. Let's do a bridge pose. So your heels, wiggle the heels close to your hips, and then you're about hip distance apart. Like your knees are a little bit apart and they're parallel. Take an inhale. Your arms can come down. Exhale, lift your hips. Gently press the back of your head into the mat. And you could try this sensation as if you're going to drag your heels toward your hips. You'll feel your hamstrings and the backs of your legs activate. Then lower it down. Gently rock the knees side to side. Just one more round of bridge. As you're ready, inhale. Exhale. Lift. This whole back side of your body strengthening as you get some extra space to breathe in the front. Lower it down. And then rock your knees. So you can decide for Shavasana, this is our resting pose where everything gets to integrate, like system resetting. You can keep your knees bent and let the knees fall in toward each other, and that'll allow your back to stay flat. But if you feel comfortable, you can do the more classic version of extending the feet to the corners of the mat. Let your arms just be easy alongside, and let's take a final couple breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release everything into the floor, into the mat, into the space. Inhale, draw in everything good and beautiful, alive. Exhale, release one last one, just to tune into the sensation of fullness and freshness, and exhale, fully empty. And then it's just a couple minutes to do absolutely nothing. Soften your face. You to stay present in the room. This is the moment. You may be thinking of what's next, but the superpower is really anchoring yourself and being right here and allowing the next thing after to unfold when it's time. Find your breath again. And now it's really like another reset. You came in, you were one person, and now you're different. So roll off to your left. And then you'll come all the way up to a seat. Whatever feels comfortable. Take your hands together in front of your heart, close your eyes, or maybe it feels good to like place your hands on your heart and really feel your aliveness and the buzz and the excitement of everything that's going to come, and just thanking yourself for real, for showing up, and for being brave to actually feel your life and take charge, taking the controller like into your hands. So, Nerdmaste or Namaste, the light, the nerd in me bows to and honors the same nerd and light in you. Nerdmaste. Thank you so much. You can follow me and Paige on those. I currently have everything I'm doing is on Danielle, but I'm considering what am I going to do here, so you can follow me both. And then I'll also have like information on, you can work with me if you want on Zoom during the year. And then also there's just this drop-in community circle where we kind of share and have like a campfire vibe, and also do a little bit of practice and a little bit of reflection. So that's like a donation-based thing where you can pay nothing. So I would love to see you through the year and just reach out and connect. And yeah, have a great MAG, and I hope to see you tomorrow.